You're listening to a Hope 1032 podcast. Raising Teens by Collett Smart with Ray Kington.
Do you ever feel weird?
As if.
Raising Teens, Ray Kington joined by Collett Smart. We're talking about all things teens. And, sometimes, you can get through those young kid times and go, got it all sorted out. And then you hit the teens and suddenly you go, hang on, I don't think I know anything. This is a podcast where we talk about all that and hopefully cover some bases, maybe give you a bit of ammunition, give you a bit of information to be able to perhaps get onto the right path. And we'd love to hear from you via the Hope Media app. Restoring your relationship with your teen after you've had a bit of an argument. It's funny, in my household, because all kids are all different, my eldest, we could have a Barney and she's forgotten about it after a half an hour or less, whereas my youngest will hang on to that one. I think there's still a few that she's hanging on to.
Yeah, depends on personality.
And it's really hard to push past that, and I'm a person who has an argument with somebody and then I'm keen to move on. The oldest is like that. So that makes that relationship easy. But with the youngest, it can be really hard to go, wow, you're just not going to let go of this, are you? Yeah, it's a tough one.
And I think, there's many, many reasons why as parents we overreact. We might be exhausted, we might be overwhelmed, we might be emotional, frustrated, something our child has done has made us stressed. We need to remember our children also come with all of those things. They also come with exhaustion and overwhelm and frustration from their days, and it's not less important. It's just, I have to say, I've got some colleagues that talk about, never yelling at your child. And absolutely, in theory, man, I would say never yell at your child. But in practice, I'm going to say, I've been there too.
Yeah.
We're humans, and I don't want parents to beat themselves up if they've raised their voice and they think I've totally ruined and damaged my child. I'm not talking about abuse, but, as a parent, it's not ideal to ever yell or raise your voice, of course, but we're all going to do things pretty regularly that we are sorry for, we regret, and, can cause upheaval in our relationships with our kids. And
at some point, somebody's going to yell at them in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
and how are they going to
cope? How do
cope?
you deal with it? I know. And so it's really important. We've got to, again, work on ourselves as adults because we're the adult and we've got the fully developed frontal lobe to, when we have a whole lot of emotions, to try and work on not unleashing our unfiltered thoughts and feelings onto our child. Find other ways you can release your own frustrations and emotions and pain somewhere else in a healthy way, with a friend, out at a coffee shop or whatever, in a healthy, restrained way.
Yeah, gym.
Exactly. Go for a
boxing
run,
bag.
go for a walk. But in the steps to repairing a relationship, so we've all we're gonna, we've all done the wrong thing. So what do we do then when we have overreacted or we've been too harsh with our child? How do we rebuild and repair? And I'd say the first thing is take the lead in mending the relationship with your child. You are the adult, so assume responsibility, assume the lead, and be the one to try and mend the divide with your child. Even if they reject it, you have to start. And again, we as adults should not be getting our self-esteem built through our children. Of course, we get hurt by our children. Sometimes we deeply hurt by our children, but we have to go to other places to find our worth, not just in our children's responses to us. Take responsibility for our own actions. So modeling, when we've done something wrong, you convey to your child what you're sorry for, what you feel was inappropriate, clearly and succinctly. Model what it looks like to apologize. Let your child be upset. So this is an example. I'm the same. My children are very different. So for one of my children, it's important to acknowledge and make room for that child to be upset, even if you've apologized and they're not ready to go there with you. Give them space. So what it does is it honors their internal experience. It lets your child know that you're okay with them still feeling hurt. It gives them permission to feel vulnerable and feel emotional, and say to them, when you are ready, I'm here. And let them express their feelings. But keep bridging the divide. Tell them again how you desire a closeness with them and you desire to repair. So they never feel like, well, it's a one-off. Now my mum or my dad has forgotten and now there's no chance of me repairing, because children do then regret if they have pushed parents away at times. If your child doesn't let you come near them, some parents, some psychologists or parenting experts will talk about when your child is having a tantrum or losing it, go and sit near them or sit next to them. Well, that depends on your child's personality, because if your child wants to be left alone, forcing your presence next to them could just set them off even more. If they don't want you near them, it's all right. Let them have the space. Let them know that they're not alienated from you. Again, when you're ready, I will be here. And then focus on just repairing the relationship afterwards and not rehashing. Sometimes after an argument, you can, a day later or so, or once everything's cooled down, you could both talk about what you could have improved, but not in the heat of the moment. That is not the time to rehash what happened. And so I think really, as parents, we also know that the best view is hindsight, and our children will learn how to interact with relationships in their home. With us is the first place they learn that. So what are we teaching them? And we learn as parents, our children bring out things that we didn't even realize were there sometimes. And sometimes we have to work on ourselves. But it's not about perfectionism as a parent. Parenting isn't about perfectionism. It's about leading our children towards maturity, and trying to handle things differently the next time and growing as adults ourselves.
Yeah, fantastic. We would love to hear from you if you've got some questions, some feedback, some discussion points via the Hope Media app. This has been Raising Teens.
Hope 1032. Thanks for listening.